On today's video, I'm going to discuss absolutely everything that you need to know about the amazing BOERBOEL. Welcome back to the Canine Show. I'm Will and I'm a behaviourist, and on this channel I make videos just like this one to educate people all about these amazing dog breeds. So if you are new here, please consider subscribing, but let's get straight into today's video and we'll start all about the BOERBOEL with their origins. The BOERBOEL is one of those dogs with a slightly uncertain origin story. Some things we do know and some things we have to take a bit of an educated guess at, but I'll explain what this widely accepted story is. The BOERBOEL was founded and developed in South Africa, and the term BOERBOEL literally translates from Afrikaans to farmer's Mastiff. Diamond mining has always been very profitable in that region of the world, and whenever there is money involved, you will usually find criminals following suit. So when the largest diamond mining companies were establishing themselves in South Africa, they brought with them their already successful mine guardian dogs, the Bull Mastiff, and the Bull Mastiff was then bred with local dogs that help with their local climate with their coats and things. And this is the basis for the BOERBOEL that we see today. So from day one, these dogs have been guarding dogs in their blood, and for that reason is why they are still so commonly used as guardians and watchdogs in their native South Africa, and their popularity is spreading by the day around the world due to their temperaments, which is a very nice segue, if I say so myself, into the temperament of the BOERBOEL. One of the reasons the BOERBOEL was such an effective diamond guardian was due to their very, very self-confident, self-assured and courageous natures, which the breed still displays today. It's these traits that make the BOERBOEL a two-edged sword in my opinion. With correct training and socialisation, you will have a trustworthy, reliable and alert guardian that is widely considered to be excellent with children and thrives in a family environment, as they take protecting their loved ones very seriously. You might want to be careful if you have small children and small toddlers, as the BOERBOEL is a very large and powerful dog that doesn't always know its size and power, which can make playtime a little bit rough at times and can end in the child getting hurt, albeit by accident. However, if you don't get the training and socialisation right with a BOERBOEL, you could easily get a dog that is overly wary of all strangers, and their self-confident natures can make them act independently, which leaves you with a very hard to manage, extremely powerful dog that, if it misreads a situation, can end in disaster. So, like many of the large guarding breeds I discuss a lot on this channel, yes, they can make superb, well-balanced dogs, but if you haven't got the experience and skill set or the money to have a professional help you with this, then I would suggest another breed. The BOERBOEL is one of those breeds that fits into the extremely intelligent but not extremely trainable categories. And let me explain what I mean by that. Many people mistake a very smart dog for one that is very easy to train, which couldn't be further from the truth. If I was training a dog for any form of working roles or obedience competitions, I would be first and foremost looking for an eagerness to please and a lack of independence. The intelligence would then come in after that. Where this is relevant with the BOERBOEL in today's video is that yes, they are very smart dogs, but they are also very confident and independent from their origins of working alone for sometimes days or weeks at a time, protecting huge areas of land. This means that they don't always find it important to look to you for direction, and this can make the dog seem stubborn and hard to train. And without consistent boundaries, you will have a dog that constantly crosses those boundaries, even if it's just for their own entertainment. If you compare this to a breed like a golden retriever, who's on the opposite end of the spectrum and loves nothing more than pleasing their owners and seeking direction from them, which that makes them an absolute dream to train. So even with all that said, you still can have a very obedient and trustworthy BOERBOEL. It just takes an extra element of skill and experience to ensure you are being completely consistent and not accidentally making mistakes that will otherwise prove very costly. And it's this reason that I rarely suggest BOERBOELs to inexperienced owners who aren't confident in being a consistent, strong leader for such a powerful guardian breed. However, if you can be a strong, consistent leader that knows how to train and well socialise a dog, you will develop a bond that's unrivaled by many other breeds, that's built out of more than just an eagerness to please. When you have a dog that is just so eager to please, you often then don't get to go to the depths of bonding that you can do with a breed like a Boerboel. And canine psychology and behaviourism is constantly discovering more and more about this bond, and it goes deeper than we ever hoped or imagined. It's fascinating stuff, but that is another topic. So let's move on to breed standards of the Boerboel and what makes them so striking in the looks department. Well, firstly, we have to talk about their size. Growing up to 70 centimetres and 90 kilos, or 28 inches and upwards of 200 pounds for my American friends, which, to put it simply, is huge. Like most Mastiff breeds, their size comes from that insanely powerful and muscular body of theirs. From the tail down to the nose, the Boerboel is packed with muscle and power, and especially impressive is just how wide and deep their chests are. So when you're staring down the barrel of a Boerboel, it is one of the most intimidating sights in the domesticated canine world. It's their head that definitely sets this breed apart from similar breeds like the Bull Mastiff or the Connie Corso, and for me it's what makes this breed especially beautiful. These dogs can come in a variety of colours, which are as follows. They can be fawn, red, brown, black, brindle, Irish marked, and dogs should have less than a third of white in their coats, piebald, where they also need a less than a third of white in their coats, and Boerboels should always have good skin pigmentation no matter what the colour of the coat is. While we're on the subject of their coats, let's quickly look at the grooming requirements of a Boerboel, which you'll be pleased to know is pretty much very easy. They're very low shedders, so just a good weekly once over is all that's usually needed to keep on top of any dead or shed hair, which will keep it off your furniture and clothes, which, if you're in my position, will have a very happy wife. However, as with all breeds with wrinkled faces, you do need to make sure that you keep these wrinkles clean. And the more wrinkly they are, the more important this is, as bacteria can build up in these damp, warm areas, which quickly leads to nasty infections. And Boerboels are also known to have much faster growing nails than many other breeds, which is a random fact about the Boerboel, but it does mean it's something that you need to keep a close eye on so they don't start to suffer from any issues with this, such as splitting or cracking. The average life expectancy of a Boerboel is between 10 and 12 years, and like so many other breeds, the Boerboel is known to suffer from a few hereditary health issues that seem to affect this breed more than others. And it is worth knowing about these, so we'll have a little look at what they are, and they do include hip and elbow dysplasia, entropion and ectropion, which is issues with the eyelids, vaginal hyperplasia that all bitches should be tested for, wobbler syndrome, weak immune systems that can then lead to a host of other issues, and allergies, and then like so many other large breeds, they're also known to suffer from bloat and gastric torsion. Now let's have a little look at the exercise requirements of the Boerboel, which, like a breed like the Bull Mastiff, might come as a surprise, is much higher than you might think based on their big stocky looks. Now, although nowhere near as much as a breed like a Doberman or a Belgian Malinois, you do still need to be looking at getting a good 2 45-minute walks a day, or one longer one in the morning and then a shorter one in the evening. Now, all dogs also need lots of mental stimulation, and this is included with the Boerboel. And as always, I recommend things like Kong toys and doing regular obedience work, which also helps with this mental stimulation. However, a positive of a guarding breed like the Boerboel is these protective instincts provides them with lots of mental stimulation themselves. Simply by sitting and watching out the window, you're giving them lots of mental stimulation because for them, they think they're working. Now, this doesn't mean you can skip on exercise or other training or mental stimulation. It's just an added bonus and something that is an added bonus. So how much does a well-bred Boerboel puppy cost from a reputable breeder, which other than adopting a Boerboel is the only way that you should get one? Well, in England you are looking at upwards of £1,500 to £2,000, and in the US it's upwards of around $2,000. Any less than that and you will be raising some red flags to me about the breeding practices, so make sure you do your research. When you've bought your Boerboel, then the costs have literally only just started. You then need to ensure that you can afford everything that you need to buy initially, such as beds, bowls, leads, collars, training tools, treats, all that kind of good stuff, and then the ongoing costs of a good quality food and insurance, as well as new toys, bedding, cleaning products. Dogs really aren't cheap, and with the Boerboel being such a glorious, very large breed, things tend to cost more. They need more food, which costs more. Their insurance tends to be higher. Their vet bills tends to be higher. So these are all things that you should be thinking about if you're considering getting one. So let's finish this video by looking at a summary of the pros and cons of the Boerboel to see if they're right for you. Firstly, the positives include that they are extremely loyal and devoted members of the family that love children. They are low maintenance for grooming, and they're quiet dogs that don't bark much, even though they are excellent guard dogs that are very, very protective of their family. So if that sounds like the kind of dog then you're interested in, then maybe a Boerboel might be the right breed for you. But as with all breeds, there are also some negatives. So if these are issues for you, then I would suggest looking for another breed. They are very huge, powerful dogs that must have an owner that can control them and teach excellent recall and heel work, otherwise they are often unmanageable. They can be independent, so training requires more patience and a little bit more expertise, and they're known to suffer from quite a few health issues that, combined with the huge amounts of food that they eat, makes them quite expensive to keep. They often also have shorter lifespans than many other breeds, and they also drool a lot, especially after meal times or drinking. So other grooming is good, but for the house pride, drooling might be an issue. Click top left to see my tournament to determine the ultimate guard dog breed, or you can click bottom left for another one of my videos that I think you might enjoy. If you were new here, please don't forget to subscribe, and if you're new here or one of our old subscribers, if you haven't, make sure you click that notification bell so you always get notified whenever I upload a new video. Thank you again so much for watching. Hit that like button if you enjoyed it, and I'll see you tomorrow for another episode of The Canine Show.